has primary control of critical vehicle functions. Roger roll, Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Cutting Through the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, out of quarantine edition for the second week running.
Hey.
Although our town is going to experience a local lockdown shortly, apparently. I'm Ben. I'm not joined by Gaz this week. I'm joined by his able stand-in friend of the show, Claire.
Hey, Claire, hi.
And Mike, as usual, he's here. We're in his flat.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about Dr. Voronoff and his magic monkey balls. We will explain all of that later on. It's an interesting tale. And one from... I always loved this period of history for science because everyone was just trying loads of daft shit.
Yeah.
Like when they stuck all their electrodes into corpses' faces to make them dance, to make their faces jiggle about and smile and frown and all that. And it's just like, yeah, it's new, let's try something. There's no morals and ethics code back then.
I was going to say, proper free reign, isn't it?
That's it. Alright, Mike, would you put the new and returning listeners on and we'll go through a few of them. We'll do some weird news and then we'll crack on to the main cut and thrust. Portland, Oregon, Indianapolis, Indiana, Del Rio, Tennessee, Bagshot, never heard of that place, Wolverhampton in the United Kingdom, Lotz in Poland, Sydney, Australia, Midlothian, Virginia, Ashburn, Virginia, Eaglewood, CO, Colorado, I'm guessing, Brussels in Belgium, Amarillo in Texas. Anyone know the way?
Hey.
Miami, Florida, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, top 3, Croydon, United Kingdom, Clifton, New Jersey, and Shrewsbury, United Kingdom. Thank you very much for listening. Weird news?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Right. My family thinks I'm an arsehole for wanting to name the baby after a Star Wars character.
Depends which one.
It's not a popular one.
Greedo.
The most pointless character in all of... No, the most pointless character in all of Star Wars is Boba Fett. He has like one moment and that's it.
Yeah, but he still looks cool.
He does, but...
He's shit, but he
He's
looks
shit,
cool.
he does nothing. He's meant to be coming back. He's meant to have escaped from the Sarlacc pit.
Has he?
Apparently so.
Cool.
When it comes to picking a baby name, expectant parents have been making some bold choices as of late. We recently saw one child named after the devil. That was in Belgium. They tried to call their kid Lucifer. And twins named after a seafood dish. But one couple has been criticised by their own family after they picked out the name for their unborn daughter. He wrote, "My wife and I are huge fans of the Star Wars movies. Huge. We met while camping out for the premiere of The Force Awakens. I bet they were fucking disappointed. Our spark was instant, and just a year later I proposed with a ring hanging from the arm of a Rey Funko figure, and she said yes." So low expectations in life, this woman. Everything about it is Star Wars, and I mean everything, from what we watch to what we play to our home decor. Our friends think we're a bit nutty, but we've always respected it until my wife got pregnant, and we shared the name we wanted when we found out we were having a girl. Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma.
That's what they're calling it.
Yes. I mean...
She was shit.
That character did nothing. Nothing apart from... No, I can't even think what... Got crushed in a compactor.
I mean, I love her Force, whatever it was. What would you call it? The weapon she used?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You got lightsaber?
No, it wasn't like a lightsaber, was it?
Oh, she had one of them electric things.
Was it
that
force baton or
for some
something?
reason, the lightsaber couldn't cut through, even though a lightsaber can cut through anything. Apart from another lightsaber.
Yeah.
But
She looks very shiny.
it wasn't the best camouflage for a soldier, was it? I mean, they're all in white, and she's like silver and glistening.
That's the idea, is to blind the enemy.
Ah, there you go. Hello, I'm a target. Anyway, people went from being happy for them to and excited to appalled, and they think we're messing the child up for this. Why can't they call it like Luke or Leia or Leia? Han? You know, Chewie. Chewie's better than Captain Phasma.
That's Chewie.
I call my son Chewie.
I call me dog Chewie, not me son.
People did suggest they call her Gwendolyn Christie, you know, because that's the actress's name.
Yeah, Gwendolyn though.
Oh,
Old school.
Yeah,
bit
it's
old,
weird.
isn't it? Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. Anyone got a view on this? Because I think these people are idiots. Why name after such a shit character?
It's entirely up to them, but I wouldn't have chose that.
No, not me.
I'd rather have Greedo.
The second most pointless character in Star Wars. Says something you can't understand, then gets shot.
But he shot first.
Han shot first. Han always shoots first.
Not in the special edition.
Well, fuck the special editions, Mike. Like when Anakin came back as Hayden Christian as a Force Ghost at the end. Fuck that shit. Why isn't he an old man? It's actually, I saw that fucking meme as Luke Vader's there and he's dying and he's like, Luke, take my mask off. And he's like, but you're dying. And he goes, it's my constitutional right not to wear a mask.
I love it.
Well, that's pretty much it. That's that story. This is hilarious, though. You'll love this, mate.
US proposes change to shower rules after Trump's hair washing moan.
He hasn't got any hair.
Donald?
To fuck that, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Donald Trump's hair has mesmerised many observers since he began his career in politics, but now the president's own pride in his locks has prompted the US government to propose an easing of shower pressure standards.
It's because if he passes shower pressure to his hair just goes. It just falls off
Goes down the drain.
Yeah, it actually tries to
ties it back out.
with a dog biscuit.
Yeah.
You think it's a trained poodle? Or he gets his hair from a golden retriever.
The Trump administration proposed rule changes that would allow shower heads to boost water pressure after Trump repeatedly complained that bathroom fixtures do not work to his liking. The Department of Energy plan followed comments from Trump last month at a White House event on rolling back regulations. He said he believed water does not come out fast enough from fixtures. Fuck me. The fucking country's falling apart in front of his eyes.
There's only 1,000 people dying a day from corona. But no, you know what I'm going to focus on? Shower heads. I just think
There's riots in the streets and he's always worried about is that. Oh, he's a fucking idiot.
Do you think it's
People
Melania?
can't breathe, man, and you know he's going on about his hair.
Do you think it's like is his wife Melania?
Melania.
Do you think that basically she's just using the shower head to pleasure herself and she's moaned that there's not enough pressure?
Possibly, he's obviously not doing it for her.
Yeah. Made me laugh. Sean, who I do the side podcast with, is like, I live with my housemate and he's had the bathroom done out and he's like got this big, awesome shower head. It's like a waterfall and he's got this little one on the side. And he's like, have you ever used that little one? I'm like, no. He's like, nah, no, me. He's like, I only got it because the missus had one. I said, why do you think the missus had one? You know, a little handheld one you can take off the wall. Why do you think she had one that pulses, Sean? Yeah, this guy's a lunatic.
Yeah.
Basically. It's fantastic. I was only 1,000 people died a day. My hair's not getting wet enough.
Let's hope this buffoon hasn't got long left.
Do you think he's going to get a second term?
I don't think he's going to get voted in, but whether he leaves or not is another question.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to leave, hasn't he?
It'd be rude not to.
Yeah, it would be rude not to. I say, Donald, get your bag and fuck off.
This isn't very British of you.
I don't know, all through his life he's played by his own rules, hasn't he? So what's to change?
Yeah, I watched that documentary about him. He's had a life, hasn't he? Crikey, he's been around the block a few times.
I haven't seen that actually because
Yeah, he's
I
spent a
can't.
lot of money, let's put it that way.
I can't bear to listen to the man for more than 5 minutes. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Well, when he become, president, I just wanted to know a little bit more about him because everyone's like always putting him down and and stuff like that. And see what's behind.
What was your verdict?
He's terrible, isn't he? He's just a snatch grabber, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, yes. You know they have to. I mean, he even bragged about going backstage at Miss T in America pageants and like while the teenage girls are getting changed, and he was bragging about that, and you're like.
Nah, he's taking the paedophiles down, Ben.
Oh yeah.
No, he's not. He's a part of Epstein's crew, isn't he? He's got to be.
According to QAnon, though, he's the one in the vanguard fighting these paedophiles.
Oh, yeah.
But that's because it's the ultimate double bluff, isn't it? Because he's well into it.
Of course he
he's
is.
he's like, hey, I'm going to distance myself from this, so I'm not a pedo, honestly.
It's just all my friends.
Just all my friends. And everyone's like, no, but Trump banned Epstein from his golf club. Yeah, he did. Because Epstein was apparently trying to get it on with one of the members' daughters, so probably had to do something about that. But, you know. So, right, that's pretty much it for that one.
Yeah.
Claire, as is tradition, you're going to pop your cut into the ball virginity and read a weird news story for us, please.
Okay, Kim Jong-un orders the North Koreans to hand over their dogs so they can be used as meat.
How tragic is
Oh,
this?
no, yeah, I was shed a tear there, not a bath.
Things can't get any worse for the poor cunts, so they're going to sacrifice their dogs to eat.
Actually, in the 90s, their famine was so bad there was widespread reports of cannibalism. People were eating their children. So I suppose it's a step up for the dogs, but I mean,
There was no dogs back then.
obviously they had a dog shortage.
Well, it is the high in society that have them in Korea, isn't it? You know, it's not just commonplace to have
is
a
it?
dog. Yeah.
Oh right, so it's the
They have goats and stuff if you're a pet and stuff. You know, I read this the other day, but I totally forgot about it, and it's just, you know, that's safe. So he's ordered all citizens to hand over their dogs so they could be killed for eating. The hermit says dogs are considered a decadent for the bourgeois ideology.
bourgeois. Owning a dog is bourgeois. It's too capitalist.
It's a luxury and should be eradicated. Extradited according to the report from Kosun outlet in South Korea.
Oh, that's terrible. That is awful.
That is shocking.
I think it tastes like that.
Oh, I went to King Kebab in Wolverhampton a few times and I'm pretty sure that was
I was
dog.
going to say, we probably had it, haven't we, along with
yeah.
the horse as well,
Yeah.
with that scandal a few years ago. The old Findus.
I used to eat
Findus. Shit, it's got to be in everything round us, hasn't it?
I always wondered what happened to Shergar.
Be Soylent Green next.
If not already, mate. I mean, who's to say what's in that unknown quantity in the food?
Well, yeah.
I mean, the dog has like meat and it says 84% moisture. And it's like, really? 84%? Are you sure? Seems excessive, but maybe it's all person. That's terrible.
Me.
That is terrible, though. I mean, for fuck's sake. Leave the dogs alone, Kim. Cut down on your cheese. Apparently he's a massive cheese.
Yeah, he, you know.
He's a massive
He's
cheese.
eating, isn't he?
This is what
He's
we-
not eating dog or...
Hey, look at the size. He's not eating dog. Look at that face.
He's eating about 10 dogs a day.
He's like, give up your dogs. I've been eating dogs for years. Never done me any harm. Woof. Someone throw a ball for him. That is terrible, though. Force them to abandon or forcibly confiscate them. Like, no, lassie. Well,
Fucking hell.
and all the dogs are probably called Kim Jong-il. Is he? Oh no, real. He's Kim Jong-un. They're all named after his dad. In fact, if you called your dog Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
it'll probably be safe.
Probably would, yeah.
We called him after our dear leader. Oh, all right then. Keep him. Good boy. Right. All right. Do you want to crack on with the main cut and thrust then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Dr. Voronoff and his magic monkey balls. The quest for immortality has gone down some strange routes over the course of human history. Don't confuse immorality with immorality, though.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Totally different thing. So, you know, drinking liquid mercury, alchemy, the philosopher's stone, the elixir of life, the fountain of youth. None are possibly quite as strange as the work of Dr. Serge Voronoff. Known in his time as the monkey gland expert, Voronoff believed that human aging could be halted or even reversed by transplanting monkey testicles into people. This is not a joke. This is legit.
Yeah.
You know, to our listener.
He was heralded at the time.
It was like, oh my god, this man's a genius! He was born in Russia in 1886. What is with the Russians and the thing about monkeys? I mean, we had the guy who tried to make the humans, he was Russian. What is it about the Russians and putting monkey
Well, they're a
penis
bit
in?
nuts, isn't they, the Russians?
Oh, that's true. They've always been a bit nuts, haven't they? So it's the cold weather and cheap vodka.
Yeah.
He was born in Russia in 1866. He moved to France at 18, where he studied under a guy called Alexis Carrel, who was a surgery and transplant pioneer who won a Nobel Prize for his work on sewing blood vessels after transplant. So that's quite important. That's good.
Yeah.
Through his studies with Carrel, Voronoff became fascinated with the idea of animal to human transplants. And that's not that crazy at this point, because, I mean, didn't they put a pig's heart in some guy?
They have.
Yeah, that works, because we're a bit similar, so...
Yeah.
I don't know how long he lived for after, until it exploded. Probably.
Oh, I think he's alright. I think it's safe.
Well, alright. The idea being it could restore youthful vigour and cure diseases via a transfer of hormones.
Right.
Yeah. So he began in 1887. He began working with experimental physiologist Charles Edward Brown-Séquard. What a fucking name that is. Who also had a thing for putting animal glands into people, including himself. He injected his body with a serum containing crushed up matter from the testicles of guinea pigs and dogs.
Why not?
At least he's tested it on himself.
Started pissing up Lambos, so.
Sniffing people's butts.
Yeah, he did have this increase of hostility towards a postman as well.
Yeah.
It's like chasing him down the drive.
Snarling.
Yeah. This led Voronoff to conclude that tissue grafts were the way forward. Because no point injecting it, you've got to put it straight into the body, into the very meat and meat
Veg.
sack. Meat and veg, exactly. In 1896, Voronoff moved to Egypt and he turned his eye to eunuchs. Right? Anyone that doesn't know, a eunuch is a man that's had his testicles forcibly removed, usually because he's the bloke that looks after the harem. So if you've got the sultan or the pharaoh or the guy in charge, he's got his little harem, doesn't want those women getting too frisky, so puts the eunuchs in. They can't fuck them.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Makes sense. Not if you... Hey, I'm going for this job. Oh, I'm looking after the sultan's women.
Well, that sounds brilliant, mate.
Bet you get to fuck a few, don't you? Well done, you've got the job. Put your nuts in this guillotine.
Was it in the job description?
Yeah. He basically noticed that their obesity, lack of body hair, broad pelvises, as well as their flaccid muscles, I'd imagine there's one flaccid muscle, lethargic movements, memory problems, and lowered intelligence. And all of this he blamed on the lack of testicles. Well, this makes sense, doesn't it? And then I wrote, there's magic in them there balls.
They do live 10 years longer than someone with bollocks, though.
Do they?
Yeah.
They do get quite fat.
One way to extend your life by 10 years is to cut your bollocks off if you're a man.
Right.
Bit drastic, mind.
Do you know the science behind that, Mike?
Yeah. It's the testosterone.
Testosterone.
The testosterone is killing me.
I assume so, yeah.
With the anger and the.
God, I should be dead in a couple of months.
The animalistic.
Oh, it's just...
I haven't tried it myself. A bit of a drastic measure.
What about if you get cancer, right, and you're on your deathbed, and you go, cut my nuts off, and they do it, and you survive, and you live for another 10 years?
Sadly, it doesn't work like that.
Oh. So it's not
It's
like
on average.
What if I just cut one off to an extra 5 years?
No, I don't think it works like that.
No. Well, this is a stupid idea then. I'd rather die. I'd rather die 10 years earlier.
I wouldn't advise it, but if living longer is what you want and you're a man, that's one way to do it.
Well, you could also say, I want to lose 3 stone of useless fat. I'll cut my head off. You know? Come on, it's the same thing, really.
Okay. I think it's a bit different.
Well, alright. So working for 14 years in an Egyptian hospital, he then returned to working on animals, transplanting organ, tissue and bone between different species. Implanting testicular tissue from younger animals into older ones to improve their vigour.
Did it work?
Well, apparently yes.
It sort of makes sense.
I suppose it does.
Yeah.
You get them people that inject youthful blood into them, don't they? These old people that
What
pay
you mean, like
20
the-
grand and they get the blood of of a young man.
It's like the
Or young
Illuminati or something.
Honestly,
I've read it somewhere.
yeah.
Mike, with the whole pedogate scandal going on.
Honestly, there's
how
like
do you think
private
Prince
clinics.
Philip's still alive?
Yeah.
If it's not blood, it's adrenochrome.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Injecting young people's blood
That's
into
it. They did it. They do it now. Some people do it.
Keith Richards tried to have his blood changed at one point,
He did.
and so did Lemmy. Well, they did it on Keith Richards, and then they said to Lemmy, Keith Richards had his blood changed. They just sort of flood you out one end, put stuff in the other, and he's like, well, that sounds great. He goes, give him a fresh start completely, none of the toxins in his blood. So they went and they took a sample of Lemmy's blood, and they said, no, we're not doing it. And he's like, well, why is that? He says, because if we change your blood, Lemmy, you die. You've got that much speed in your system, your body would just go into shock. You are literally living on speed and Jack Daniels. That is your blood. So he came to believe that the higher simians, like chimps, etc., the ones who are more closely related to us, would be the perfect donors for humans because we're close to them biologically. What do you share with a chimp? 98%, something like that. Yeah. 99.8, something like that. What I love, this is the quote from the article. I'm not calling this young Frenchman an idiot, but Voronoff implanted a chimp's thyroid into a young French, quote, idiot in 1915 and claimed over the next year his mental faculties returned to normal. There's a picture of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw it, yeah.
And he does look different. It's like he looks a bit simple in the one, and then he doesn't in the other. You're like, well, maybe there's something to this. Because at this point in the article, I'm thinking, wow, think of what I could do if I just got myself injected with a load of monkey semen directly into my balls.
I
Wow.
mean, he could have staged the photos though. He could have said, look like a simpleton on that one, and that one looked normal.
Early Photoshop.
Or the one he's like he's got a nut allergy and he's giving some nuts. That's what he looked like though. His face was like sort of bloated up.
Yeah.
Like, there's a nut, rub them on your lip.
The thing is, he's giving him nuts, both figuratively and literally in that scenario.
Monkey nuts. He's allergic to monkey nuts.
Yeah. Thing is, it's 1915 he's doing that. The First World War's going on. Hasn't he got better things to do? He's a doctor. Go at the front, help people, cut someone's leg off, do something productive.
This is his moonlighting, surely.
Yeah. They did call him back to France because of the war. And then he just decided to piss about putting monkey thyroids in simpletons.
Fuck me.
In his 1920... So after this, he went back to testicles. In his 1920 book, Life, A Study of the Means of Restoring Vital Energy and Prolonging Life, he said, and I'm going to quote, the sex gland stimulates cerebral activity as well as muscular energy and amorous passion. It pours into the stream of the blood a species of vital fluid which restores the energy of all the cells and spreads happiness. I'll have 3, please.
I was thinking that. They best do, yeah.
I'm thinking about breaking into Chester Zoo after this. I'm not going with me. Funnily enough, though, my granddad had the heart of a lion.
Did he?
Yeah, and a lifetime ban from the zoo.
Oh dear. That's a dad joke of a bird. Bloody hell.
Technically a granddad joke.
Move on.
Alright. Basically taking healthy sexual gland tissue from monkey testicles and then sewing it into the testicles of aging humans to inject the body with life itself.
Doesn't sound comfortable.
Well, I suppose surgery wasn't that dangerous at this point. They had anaesthetics, they had basic knowledge of antiseptics and, little stitch. We're not talking massive here. We're not talking...
Big gorilla bollocks. Look at these.
That is big ball energy. It's in Paradise PD, the second season of that. Oh, fantastic. Watch that, big ball energy. The chief has no testicles, he had them shot off. And he goes to the backstreet organ donor and he ends up with this massive sack of testicles. And he goes to the doctor, like, put them in me, and then he passes out and he just wakes up, he's got 50 testicles in 2 massive ball sacks.
Sounds like he got on with this guy.
He probably would. His first monkey testicle to man testicle, it's called a xenograft.
Right, okay.
Was in July 1920. He took a small scrap of young monkey testicle, just a few centimetres long and a few millimetres thin, and sewed it into the patient's scrotum. He insisted it could do anything from returning youthful energy, curing senility and schizophrenia, to radically prolonging life. An increase in sexual ability was obviously implied, and even though he wasn't so much into that, everyone else seemed to be. It's like, wait, so you mean I can fuck like a gorilla? Okay. He called it rejuvenation. I personally call it rejaculation. Patent pending.
I call it the placebo effect.
You think? You think this is placebo?
Of course it is.
You don't think there's anything to it?
Of course not. It's insane.
I'm too busy thinking about the monkeys, you know, how are they getting these bits of balls from these monkeys? You know, who was there?
Well, the monkeys...
The monkeys weren't consenting in this, you know?
No, they don't have it good in this, to be fair.
You know, were they, you know, got a bit of anaesthetic and all, you know, what's going on with poor monkeys?
That's it, innit? It's like, oh, poor monkeys.
Well, I'm thinking placebo effect. Someone's gone and said, look, I've had this done. He's not going to say it's done nothing. He's going to say, look at me, I'm more virile, I'm healthier. You know, when it's just a placebo effect.
All right. Well, I've seen the photos, Mike. These guys do look younger once they've had it done.
Yes, manipulated, can't it?
You should see what makeup could do. A bit of, you know...
Yeah.
Okay.
Good lighting.
A bit of lighting, yeah.
Okay, well...
Nice shave.
Yeah.
Shave often.
Yeah.
The procedure gained such popularity, and it had... 1923, he gets to become the director of the experimental laboratory at the Collège de France, who must have been quite open-minded.
Well, like you say, it was the times, wasn't it? They didn't really know that much, and there weren't like strict rules and things.
No, this is
Ethics
true.
and
Standards.
Anything goes, basically. It's the Wild West of medicine.
I love this period of medicine and history and science. I love it because it's like, let's try shit. You got Tesla sat there in a fucking room full of electricity, not giving a shit. Edison's electrocuting elephants just to prove he can.
And for every Edison, you got a million of, well, it's 1,000 of these guys.
Well, don't forget...
Slicing up screws.
Yeah.
Don't forget our favourite mad scientist, Harry Death Ray Matthews.
Of course.
He did an episode on him, it was fantastic. He's just a complete con man that conned the British government out of thousands. Because I've got a death ray!
And the French, wasn't he?
And the French, he was like, well, if you're not going to buy it off me, I'm going to go to France.
He was
And they'll have my death ray, resulting in a car chase through London to a private airfield. They got the government official chasing him through the streets of London in cars. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, why isn't there a film about that?
There should be. We should write it.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone will watch this film. Monkey bollocks. But... Come on, mate.
Touch the monkey's knackers.
Yeah. I love that.
The procedure gained such popularity that a special reserve was being set up in Africa specifically to capture and keep and maintain monkeys for gland transfer. Oh. And if you notice, the Russians did that with their humanity thing, went to Africa, set up a chimp sanctuary, started trying to put human spunk in female chimpanzees and vice versa. True?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Stalin wanted a bunch of ape soldiers.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Stalin, visionary, creating Planet of the Apes 20, 30 years before it was even thought of.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, we did present this whole thing to a 1,000-strong crowd at the International Congress of Surgeons in London, and most seemed more interested in the cure for impotence than Voronoff. He was more interested in, like, the prolonging the life and potentially immortality. Because he knew that, yes, all right, I'm putting this thing into you, but it's only going to last for so long.
Gotta come back.
3 to 5 years, you've got to come back, you have another one put in. Yeah? But so he's like, potentially, if people keep doing this, you could become immortal. Or you end up like Benjamin Button. You just age backwards until you just
regress into an ape.
You actually go backwards on him. Hey mate, I've been down Dawley High Street today. I've seen loads of that. Cider. Yeah, he said that the raging libido was obviously just a side effect, and I'm sure all the surgeons went, really? How intriguing. And at the Congress, he announced the procedure would soon be available to women too. He said that old women would soon be dancing around like debutantes.
There you go, Claire.
Ah.
Get yourself a monkey ovary put into you.
Surely that'd be full of estrogen as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it would make you
Wild.
Literally.
A wild face ripping off monkey sort of rabbit.
Is that what happens with too much estrogen?
Well, you know, you have the monthlies. Let's not go there, innit? Get women shit.
I mean, let's face it, if Claire had that done now, she would just be pouncing on you, Mike. Literally just biting at your face until you gave her what she wanted. She would have no control.
No, exactly. No, I think I'll...
Give me the monkey balls!
Yeah, I'll leave the ovary out.
So by the mid-1920s, at least 300 people had undergone this procedure, including one woman receiving the xenograft of the monkey ovary.
How did you do?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say a lot about it. She is now.
Yeah.
Presumably she never received more monkey ovaries, otherwise she'd still be alive.
Yeah.
A demand increased, and like any good mad scientist, he bought himself a castle in Italy.
Oh, as you do.
Why not? Looks magnificent though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking beautiful castle.
I want a castle.
Big yards and everything.
Yeah, he even had a chimp enclosure in there and a little hospital, so he could just go straight from garden. He's like, this chimp's been reared in my own personal garden. It's an organic chimp. Have this organic chimp balls put into you.
Yeah, I was reading that article. 10,000 a pop.
Wow.
Yeah, 10,000 francs a pop.
10,000 in today's money.
In then money, so it's even more today.
Oh, man, yeah.
You probably talk. I don't know what the franc. Well, the franc doesn't exist anymore, does it? So.
No. For the days.
Yeah. You Eurosceptic. Yeah. He then started to do the procedure to young sheep. You're thinking, well, if I could be subburden, and things like that, I could make them stronger, make them last longer. So he tried it with sheep, and he claimed the animals showed increased size and strength, basically creating a race of super sheep.
Again, it's he claimed, isn't it? I'm a bit sceptical on that bit. I want to see the evidence.
You don't want to see a really buff sheep.
Yeah, I do.
It's like, bah! It's got a fucking massive beard.
Bollocks the size of your head.
Goat's bollocks are like that anyway, mate.
Yeah. It's gonna fuck you, then it's gonna fucking kill you.
It's going to take your balls to add to its own glands.
Yeah, I'm doubting the validity of what he's saying. That's all I'm.
The science officer's doubting the validity of this. Okay. He notes doing this to a young human would have had the same response and maybe even leading to immortality. Keep doing it, live forever. Because Claire said 10,000 francs a person. He tried to implant a human ovary into a monkey. That didn't work. Tried to impregnate animals with human sperm. Again, didn't work. There's these Russians and putting human semen into animals.
What the hell were they going to do when it did come out? What
Yeah.
were they going to do?
Oh, here's this experiment. It's man-bear pig.
But if they're little, like, halfway between human and apes, they could be our slaves.
Oh man, that's some Nazi eugenics shit going on right there. That is.
I'm not saying that
You're not saying that you've got downstairs. You've got a flat full of half human, half monkeys who have been raised from birth to slave to your every will. Is that every whim? Is that what you're saying?
Not yet, Ben, but I'm working on it.
He's got the balls.
Oh, so the effects lasted 3 to 5 years, as I said. So, and he said, well, because the gland dies off, but if you have another one in, boom, you're back in the game. Penis ain't going down, you look younger. Then, sadly for him, in 1935, testosterone was discovered, and his theories seemed a little silly because he never actually said what it was in the gland.
Yeah.
He was just convinced there was like this life essence in there, And then everyone went, "No, it's testosterone. That's what does that." And they're like, "Oh." Well, maybe not. Maybe these monkey balls ain't working then.
Well,
Right.
they could have been.
They could have been. We'll get to that. We'll get to our conclusions at the end, even though Mike has well and truly come off the fence. He died in 1951, wealthy but discredited. Never rejuvenated himself.
Ah.
See, I would have.
Of course, that's why I know it's bollocks. Is it?
I'd have been still alive now.
If he'd really found an elixir of life and to prolong your life, he would have done it himself.
I'd have done it to myself.
How did he die then? Old age?
Just old age, 1951, yeah.
If he was hit by a bus, it's different.
He was claiming 140, so he may still have been a...
Yeah, he was saying, maybe he faked his own death. Maybe he's like, actually, this shit works, right? I'm now immortal. Every 5 years I go and have another monkey gland put in my balls, live forever. Maybe he faked his own death. Don't tell anyone. Mum's the word.
Nah, he's dead. Yeah, I'm pretty 100% sure he's dead.
I like to think he's still trotting around now looking smug. Maybe he's listening to this. I hope he is. With his massive monkey balls. If you are listening, please get in touch.
We want to know your secret.
No, I just want it done. I want to take 10 years off me.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's about 2,000 monkey-to-man testicle grafts were performed worldwide. India, France, all over Europe, across the globe. 2,000. And 2,000, 10,000 francs a pop.
Yeah, a lot of money.
You know? That gets you a lot of castles, that does.
Do a lot of castle.
A strange footnote to this is in 1927, Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club appointed a guy called Frank Buckley, the Major Frank Buckley. Actually was a legitimate major. Fought in the First World War in the football battalion.
Oh, fair play.
That was all the footballers who volunteered together, got put in. So we lost all our best footballers in one battle.
Yeah. A
You
few
know?
Scottish teams lost their entire team.
Yeah, well, that's no big loss for Scottish football, is it? The shit.
Well, yeah, but they're even more shit now.
Oh man, imagine if those guys had lived. Scotland would be world beaters. And in 1937, he was responsible for football's first doping scandal. He was injecting his players with monkey gland extracts. He did take it himself first, to give him the due, and probably pet pills containing amphetamines.
Yeah.
You know, that's not so bad though. A scientist called Menzies Sharp, genuine name, approached Buckley about the radical treatment, and he said that stamina, recovery time and improved performance would follow if they started doing this. And he did try it on himself, as I said. He tried it for 3 to 4 months. He loved it. Said he felt rejuvenated and invigorated. And so he encouraged them. He asked the players. He didn't make them do it. He asked the players if they would do it. And a lot of them did say yes. Some of the younger players said no, because fearing long-term consequences. But, you know, this was 1937. The world's teetering on the brink of war. And if I was in my 20s and thinking, don't fancy that, I'll have it in. Maybe they'll find me some cushy posting that's not on the Western Front.
Well, they'd want to get you at the front, wouldn't they? You're super soldier now.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Backfire.
Oh, fuck. Like Captain America, but filled with monkey glands.
Yeah.
It was a 6-week programme, and every 3 to 4 days you'd have an injection.
Yeah. Wolves at the time were the best team in the world.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there was a marked improvement in the Wolves side. They beat Everton 7-0 and Leicester City 10-1 the season they started taking these things.
Didn't you say amphetamines as well, though?
And amphetamines.
Yeah.
Right, I think it's got a little bit more to do with the amphetamines
Yeah,
than the old monkey
I think you're right there, Clair.
I like to think that it's the monkey glands.
I don't know, have you ever, never had a bit of the amphetamines? It's a bit, woo! Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, it's probably not, well, it probably
I
is
can
actually.
see me playing football on and,
You've never played before in your life.
Played in my life.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
You've got 11 players fucking on speed compared to 11 players that aren't there. I'm going to win 10-1.
Of course.
Yeah, but then you've got to drag them back out of bed the next day. They'll be sleeping.
Well,
It doesn't matter, you haven't got a match for another couple of days, is it?
Yeah. So anyway, because this was so successful, the FA eventually investigated it, and it refused to ban them as long as the players take it voluntarily. Well, yeah, we don't have a problem with it as long as everyone's taking it voluntarily. It makes the game more interesting. And that's where I think about the Olympics. It should be a normal Olympics and then a drug takers Olympics. Let the guys who are taking performance-enhancing drugs have their own Olympics. Let's see what the human body can actually do when pumped full of performance-enhancing chemicals.
yeah, but it's all about safety, isn't it? People do die from overdosing.
Yes, but if it's voluntary, it's fine.
What about that woman that's got too much testosterone in her body, that's got sort of like
Oh, fuck.
picked on
Is she-
almost because she's she's more man than some men, you know, and it's a bit, I think that's a bit shady, to be fair.
Was she a Jamaican sprinter?
I can't remember, but I saw it in the news and it's just...
She had a very square jaw. I mean, she was a woman, she's biologically a woman.
Biologically, you know, all there. You know.
But I'm not sure, and don't quote me on this, if she had, like, testicles that were inside her body that she wasn't aware of.
Right, okay.
And that's why she had such high testosterone levels.
She was an XY, wasn't she? Or an XXY.
Something like that. It was ridiculously rare, but that's why, because she was obviously stronger because of all the testosterone.
Yeah, she's got a vag, so she should be a Sylvia woman. It's something else, isn't it? And she should compete.
Yeah.
You know. Back to monkey balls.
So successful was the gland treatment that Portsmouth, Tottenham and Chelsea started doing it. And in the FA Cup final in 1939,
they were that fight.
just before the outbreak of World War II, because the FA Cup final was in August, at start of August, FA Cup final?
Yeah, end of August.
Oh, that's the end of August.
Well, it was different back then, we don't know.
Oh, yeah, true.
It may have been different.
Second World War was 3rd of September that started, so we're talking
a few weeks before.
Yeah, it was known as the Monkey Gland Final, because it was between Portsmouth and Wolves. Portsmouth won 3-0. So apparently,
they're taking it as well.
Yeah, the manager said, well, maybe we just had better glands that day. Which I love.
It's a great excuse.
It's fantastic.
Nothing to do with my tactics, nothing to do with my squad selection. It's they had better monkey glands in the day.
That's it.
Shit speed, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
Different dealer.
Maybe, yeah. This is talcum powder, not speed.
Oh dear.
I love this. I want it desperately to be true, and I want it desperately to work. I don't want it done. I just want it desperately to work. I wish it was that simple. Immortality. Have some monkey glands in your balls. I would live forever.
Who wants immortality, really?
Honestly,
I do. Really?
Yeah.
You're 80, you're going to really be walking anywhere.
Yeah, but if I'm young,
I suppose so.
you know, I mean, it's either cutting off an immortal's head in a sword fight in an underground car park in downtown New York.
Yeah, they reckon the first immortal human has been born.
Have they?
Yeah. Because, obviously...
Of course, I've seen Highlander, who's born in 14 something.
As he advances in medicine, yeah, so, like, when that child now gets to 80, which is the average lifespan of us, yeah, it may have been able to prolong life to 120. By the time they get to 120, it would have been prolonged to 140. So they might be like chasing the
dragon.
Chasing the dragon. But yeah, the first immortal human being may have been born.
But you can keep your body nice and fresh and that. Well, what about your mind? You know, a lot of dementia and all sorts.
We don't know, do we?
Well, you just got to keep your brain active, though, haven't you? I mean, that's part of. Most of dementia, isn't it? Just people who just kind of. Like my nan had it, and all she did was sit in front of the telly all day.
Killing her brain cells.
Killing her brain cells.
Well, Robin Williams had dementia, didn't he?
Did he?
That's why he killed himself.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
I just thought that was depression.
I thought it was
He had that as well, but I think he had dementia and he didn't want to.
It is
put
hereditary.
his family through it.
Oh.
It is hereditary to an extent, isn't it? I think, but in some cases, it is literally just that you just don't keep your brain active, and it just starts to die off as you get older.
I don't know if it's that.
I think we find things less funny as we get older.
Well, you start watching Mrs. Brown's Boys, don't you? So that's a fucking big thing.
Oh
Oh, really? Oh, God.
my God, I could
Divorce him. Divorce him.
Give him some monkey glands if you
Yeah,
can.
I will. I have to get them.
Get yourself down to the zoo. Excuse me, zookeep.
Dudley's got some, haven't they?
Yeah. Excuse me, zookeep. I'd like a bag of your finest monkey testicles. Post haste. I think Mr. Burns from The Simpsons is definitely on the monkey gland treatment.
Oh, yeah.
He'd love that
But
shit.
he has the UFO treatment as well, doesn't he?
Oh, I bring you peace. It's bringing peace. Don't let it get away. Break its legs.
I thought he was on weed, I did.
He probably was. It's like every week he undergoes a series of procedures to extend his life by another week.
Yeah.
Alright, Mike, you're off the fence. Give us your verdict. Give us the official Science Officer Mike verdict.
Well, it's a nice idea, but I don't think it's true.
Nice idea.
Oh, it's an original idea.
Okay, I'll go with original.
Original is the case. Is that it? You think it's rubbish?
Well, yeah, obviously it's been proven to be surely now. Surely someone's debunked it.
Well, yeah, of course, testosterone being discovered debunked it, but... Claire, what do you go for? Do you like the idea? Do you think we should keep doing it?
No, we should not.
Would you like a chimpanzee ovary? Mike, would you like some chimpanzee glands?
No, you're right.
No, I'm alright for chimpanzee glands.
I think it's amazing though that it became so popular that football players were taking it and...
Bold move.
Yeah. It's a bold move, let's see if it pays off. And it did.
Even if it was just a placebo effect, it still paid off.
Like we said, it was probably the amphetamine.
There's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
I
them.
think I'd definitely go with drugs.
Yeah, but I mean, alright, those pet pills, it might not have all been complete amphetamine. It could have been like other stuff in there, you know, a bit of a, I don't know, sugar. Sugar, bit of amphetamine. Because you can buy like legal speed, like their pet pills as such. It's like athletes use it to train. Yeah, it is. It's awful. I did it once. It was terrible.
Festivals, yeah.
No, it wasn't at a festival. I was hoping someone move.
It's like, I don't want to help this person move.
No, they said-
so I'll just take some
No, they
level
said.
speed.
No, they literally said.
See if it speeds
Is
at
it-
the time.
Exactly, and it did.
Did it, bravo.
That sofa fucking flew down the stairs. I'm telling you. They lived in a flat.
Oh dear. Well, at least it's got some use, hasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, I'm going with the drugs. It was all the drugs, the amphetamines.
But what about the pictures of people looking younger and that young French idiot boy?
Doctored in it.
Do you think it's doctored or
Or staged or whatever. That can be easily manipulated.
a monkey sperm on a face? I
And
don't
I think
know.
it was just
I thought sperm on the face did it for them anyway. There's that. Who was it?
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. She has like cloned foreskins that are liquefied and then injected like a tattoo gun. It's like the 4 needles on a tattoo
Into
gun.
a lip.
Into her face. And apparently it's not. But I saw her in a
I
film.
think I could do that with these couple of wrinkles, you know.
Give me the foreskins. I did see her in a film the day, and she still looked great. And she's in her 40s now. She does not look her age, so maybe there's something to it.
yeah.
Maybe we should start killing the young to preserve it. I mean, no, let's not do that. all of a sudden I'm in the same club as in that adrenochrome club. I don't want that.
Epstein's Club.
No, we'll stay out of that.
Yeah.
Although there's no evidence to suggest he was doing the adrenochrome.
None of that in the Shire.
No, I'd imagine there's a lot of it goes on in the Shire.
Yeah.
More remote places in the Shire.
There it is.
And there's that satanic cult, isn't there? Which
There
is
is.
Is
in
there?
Shropshire, yeah.
Yeah.
That's considered the the worst satanic cult in the world, apparently. It's in Shropshire.
Mike, do you know a lot about this? What's going on?
What they're called? Oh, fuck.
I can't
We
remember.
talked about it in
Is it the Order of
Satanism.
7 Angles or something like that? We did Satanism as one of our
Yeah.
first episodes. I don't think it's the Order of 7 Angles. That's something different. Oh, I can't remember. It's the Order of something. Yeah, these guys are like hardcore sacrificing, worshipping.
In the Shire?
In
the
the
Shire?
Shire, they came out of Wales,
crikey.
in the 60s, and they settled in Shropshire. But apparently there's anywhere between 7 and 1,000 members.
Ooh, 7.
That's a very vague. That's
Broad.
such a vague figure.
I know. They definitely know there's 7 core members in Shropshire,
Right.
but they say that they've got followers all around the world in the thousands, and so it could be anything.
Right, like our listenership.
Find them on Instagram.
No, our listenership's not quite as high as 7, but
Yeah, because they hate all other types of Satanism, because Satanism nowadays is pretty much just being secular humanism. You know, you try and make the best you can be for yourself, and you just kind of use Satan as a thing to piss off the religious more than anything. But no, these guys are well into it. They're sacrificing, doing all sorts.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Right under our noses in the Shire, right?
yeah,
Your neighbour could be one of them. We wouldn't know.
Probably are. Yeah.
they got to go through certain rituals to go up the ladder. One of them is being a hermit for 6 months, just total cut off from society.
I
Just
did
live
that during
in the
lockdown.
woods or whatever. Yeah, we've all done that.
So back to monkey balls, yeah.
I'm down for
This
it.
is-
I think
you're
we should try it again. What's the harm? if it knocks years off someone, fuck it, why not?
Now you're going to get around these ethical standards.
Well, we just had to drop a few ethics, don't we?
I think we do need to drop a few ethics for this, science stuff. These
like cloning and stuff like that. Because I'm down for human cloning.
Let's have a go.
Because if you can like pop me into a new body, or I'll have a new liver or new lungs or something like that. Which, let's face it, by another 10 years, I'm probably gonna need a new liver.
Right, okay, and what am I going to do with this like all grown up Ben that's just sort of like on ice waiting for you to need a new liver?
Well, we'll just take his liver, keep him on ice. Put mine in him, job's a good one. Well, if you just clone my liver.
We've dropped a few ethics, so it's okay.
Yes, we talked about it last week. There's a man having a penis grown on his arm.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. It's going to be reattached to him. Why not just grow my liver in a test tube?
Well, they're growing a lot of stuff these days, aren't they?
I think they may be able to digitalise our consciousness in the future.
Oh, altered carbon style. See, I'd go for that.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
No, because...
I think communication would be a lot better.
Yeah. Sean seems to think that you lose, like, a part of yourself every time.
Oh, yeah.
We had this big debate, and he's like... Cause I don't believe...
Data does get corrupted.
Yeah, he's like the soul. The soul's part of the body. It's like that thing in you, that little spark. It's not necessarily something that goes to an afterlife, but it's just that little spark
you believe
in
in
you.
the soul then, haven't you? I mean,
That's it. I don't, but...
There's no scientific proof.
I don't believe in a soul.
I don't know, is the answer.
I just don't know.
Nope. Don't want to commit either way.
Well, either way, I say more monkey glands in people. Let's try it. What have we got to lose in modern Britain? What have we got to lose?
I'm all for it, like growing ears on the back of mice and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That's awesome. I love that picture. It's like, that's a freaky. I bet that mouse can hear fucking everything. Like, what'd you say, Jerry? Said your ear looks shit. I think that's enough of Dr. Voronoff and his monkey balls. Interesting story though, Mike.
Yeah.
Full credit. I love the fact that Wolverhampton Wonders tried it.
Yeah.
And they went on to be really... But it could be the placebo effect.
Yeah, it is.
10-0 was impressive.
Well, they
though.
haven't 10-1.
10-1, sorry.
10-1 and 7-0. And
7-0.
Everton and Leicester were good sides back then. I mean, they should have been getting beat like that. But then again, we are talking about an era of football where people played 1-1-10 instead of 4-4-2. So maybe they just got lucky with the tactics.
But yeah, Wolves were a good team back then.
A good team now.
Up until the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're a good team now. Then. Yeah.
They pull their finger out their arse.
Oh, well, let's end the show on some weird news then.
Oh, could we just mention the monkey gland?
Monkey gland. If you do really want some monkey gland in you can go and get a cocktail. If you go to Harry's New York bar in Paris, France, you can have the cocktail of gin, orange juice, grenadine, and absinthe.
The
Sounds
monkey
like
gland.
mine.
I'll have a bit of that. Yeah, I'll go for that. Weird news then.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Alright. Centre for Disease Control. I only found out about that place from the first season of The Walking Dead when they ended up there. I was like, that's what it is. People are dying after drinking hand sanitizer.
Oh my god, didn't they, move on from like the pods?
No.
Dickhead.
Knobs. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says people are getting sick and even dying from ingesting hand sanitizer. Since the coronavirus pandemic began, hand sanitizer has become much more prevalent. It's great for keeping hands clean, but it's not safe to swallow. And this hand sanitizer, it's dried out my hands.
Has it?
It's complete. My hands look 40. They look 3 years older than the rest of me. They've aged. I need a manicure. Or what is it? A manicure, pedicure?
Yeah, manicure.
Yeah, I need a manicure. It's
You need to
hands.
inject some monkey balls into your hands.
Well, maybe I should. You see? And you were mocking it. The CDC says some children might drink hand sanitizer as a mistake, and some people might incorrectly think it's a substitute for alcoholic drinks.
Oh, fuck.
The US Food and Drug Administration recently put out a warning to be on the lookout for methanol in some hand sanitizers distributed in the US. Yeah, it's
What's
happening.
that tweet say?
Swallowing hand sanitizers contain methanol can cause permanent blindness or death if not treated. people should immediately discontinue use of hand sanitizers. Even if it can poison people to their skin. Who's putting methanol in hand sanitizers?
Fuck.
People drink anything, don't they?
They will. 15 adults in Arizona and New Mexico were hospitalised to May and June for methanol poisoning after consuming alcohol-based hand sanitizers. 4 of them died, 6 developed seizures while in the hospital, and 3 were discharged with new visual impairments.
Oh,
It's got to be down to Trump, hasn't it? And all
Yeah.
the bleach gag and that.
yeah.
I was just thinking that. So, hey, is there no way we could, like, inject bleach into ourselves?
It seems to kill the shit.
For fuck's sake. I mean, they're always being sarcastic. No, he fucking wasn't. He's talking to the world's press. He's suggesting injecting yourself with bleach.
I know.
He was totally having, like, you know, a brainstorm there. And
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
He
It's a great
thought,
idea.
he genuinely thought that was the greatest idea he's ever had. He looked at the doctor.
He was like, isn't that a great idea?
And she just went, look,
No.
no. The look on her face was one of horror and shock.
Someone that.
That's a maniac.
I mean, the President of the United States is saying, I know their healthcare is not great in America, but there's better ways to deal with COVID than injecting yourself with bleach. Just wear the damn mask.
Yeah.
Just put the damn mask on.
Fuck me. We say this a lot. We love the Americans, but God, you're dumb.
Some of them.
Some of them are
Not
very
our
dumb.
listeners, they're clever. Of course.
Of course.
But no, that's not a good thing to do. Don't drink hand sanitizer. I know that it's been hot. I know that there's nothing better than a cold beer on a hot day. But stop putting your hand sanitizer in the fridge
It is cool.
and drinking it in the summer. In the sun.
It's cool on your hands. Isn't it?
It is.
It's like cool as it goes down the throat. Like,
Ooh.
and people are like, ah.
Maybe it tastes fucking ace. But at the same time, don't fancy
Don't
dying,
Don't do it, people.
having a seizure or going blind. Please don't drink hand sanitizer. I do not tell you to do anything.
Can't believe they have to tell people not to. I mean, it's insane.
Because Mike, the hardcore conspiracy theorist, he's not a sheep. He doesn't follow instructions on labels. That's what the mainstream media wants you to think, Mike. Don't drink hand sanitizer. They've been selling me whiskey for all these years. I can drink this. It's cheaper.
It's not. Have you seen the price of it in B&M?
It's not now.
Jeez.
Hey, the shop by me was charging 10 quid for a little bottle at the height of COVID.
Damn.
Profiteering bastard. At least he dropped the price on lager.
Vultures.
Everyone's become an alcoholic.
Everyone's got fat and alcohol fueled in lockdown. It's incredible. And me too. But I still don't want to go back to work. Go on then, Mike. You want to do the next one?
Yep. Bald eagle attacks government drone and sends it to bottom of Lake Michigan.
How ironic. The bald eagle, the symbol of American freedom, taking down a drone designed to spy on the people of America. Presumably.
In a rare case of nature taking on a man-made machine and winning, a bald eagle attacked and destroyed a government drone that was flying above Lake Michigan on an environmental monitoring mission.
Well, it's like cutting your nose to spite your face with the eagle, isn't it? It's like, this drone's monitoring the environment, you know? And this eagle's just like, fuck you. We don't want to be monitored. We're not sheep, we're eagles.
The Phantom 4 Pro Advanced quadcopter was about 162 feet in the sky when it is thought the bird of prey attacked, possibly mistaking the flying machine for a rival bird or tasty snack.
It wasn't that advanced if it didn't have some little shotguns on it.
It should have fired flares. We've got an eagle incoming. Fire flares. Boop, boop,
Eagle
boop.
1.
Eagle 1, Fox 3. Eagle 20, Fox 2. I love Independence Day.
Yeah.
The drone had one of its propellers torn off and spiralled from the sky, sinking to the bottom of the lake.
It's got 4 propellers though. It should have stayed in the air. The helicarrier in Avengers stayed up in the air when it had an engine blown out. You'd think 4 would be enough. 3 would be enough. You know, just throwing that out there.
Lopsided, for sure.
Oh, they just supposedly didn't have Iron Man flying around turning the propeller, did it?
No.
Nah.
The pilot of the drone, Hunter King.
Oh God, what a shit name. Is that his drone flying name or actually his name?
I imagine it's his name.
If it's his name, that's awesome. If it's his drone flying name, that's shit. It's like someone on the internet that calls themselves like Big Dick 69. I'm Hunter King. No, you're not, mate.
Well, apparently been mapping shoreline erosion for use in the agency's efforts to document and help communities around Lake Michigan cope with high water levels, and suddenly it began twirling furiously. It was really like a bad roller coaster ride, said King. When he looked up, the drone was gone and an eagle was flying away, apparently unheard.
Do you think the eagle was just like, I don't mind drones, but you're doing this for such boring fucking reasons, I'm actually going to take it down. Soil erosion, eh? Yeah, I hope so. You just saw this fucking eagle strike down.
He's just twisting round and I'm getting dizzy.
He's trying to punch an imaginary eagle that only he can see.
I thought there weren't any birds left in America, that they kept hitting all the windmills.
Oh yeah, they do. So we've got bird graveyard. Well, gotta love a bald eagle. Right? Look at that bastard. Looks majestic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind one of them as a pet.
he does look mean.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck that.
I'm playing Assassin's Creed. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey at the minute, and my character has an eagle called Icarus. I use it to scout out enemies. There you go. Hopefully he won't fly too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'm down for that. Actually, I like bird attacks on drones. Birds have been getting like hit by airplanes for fucking years. It's nice to see the eagle taking a bit of revenge.
Yeah.
All right, then, Claire. This one's yours.
Toronto, 550 people exposed to COVID-19 at Toronto strip club.
Well, if you're gonna get exposed to COVID-19,
There's worse ways.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, titties! Oh, I've got a cough.
So, health officials in the Canadian city of Toronto have warned that as many as 550 people have been exposed to the coronavirus due to a downtown strip club after an employee tested positive for the virus. She must have been given it.
Was it the stripper or was it the barman? That's the thing we don't. Oh, we're supposed to find out. We may find out.
So, the potential exposure took place just days after the Brass Rail Tavern, one of the city's best-known strip clubs, was allowed to reopen. The employee worked shifts in early August in the city. The city said a statement without dealing with the capacity in which the employee worked. So they haven't actually told us what you know.
Do you think she was like, say it's a stripper, and she's doing a private dance, and somebody's like, here's $20 Canadian dollars, spit in my mouth.
It wasn't Tina Turner.
I'm a private dancer. Oh no, please Tina, go away.
Do what you want to do.
I mean, she had great legs.
Just don't grab the beaver.
Can you see me growler?
20 quid, you can see me growl.
Oh, please go away, Tina. Please.
So, health officials said that they have reached out to the clients that have left their details in the establishment. Oh my god.
Oh, the contact tracing. Imagine explaining that to the missus.
Yeah.
Where did you get your...
Someone's called the house, darling. From the Brass Rail Tavern.
You know when you said you went round Bob's? Well, you want something you want to tell me, dear? You're married, Claire. What would you say if your husband had contracted
Well, luckily
COVID?
we don't have like house phones these days, so hopefully it would just be like straight to mobile. I'd just be like living in bliss. Like ignorant bliss. And either he'd tell me or, you know, oh, he's having a great time. I'm a pretty liberal woman, you know.
These days,
yeah, you've got to be pretty liberal, you know.
Yeah, and it's better COVID than the clap.
Yeah, for
That's
sure,
true, yeah.
for sure, you know.
It's better than, hi, you've got AIDS.
Damn. So, any symptoms? So public health experts, however, questioned how many patrons would have handed over their legitimate contact information.
There we go. That solved that problem.
Yeah, that's it. I don't, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't have got the call.
Don't say got the call. That was an awful fucking slogan for the Ghostbusters 2016 movie.
I didn't realise we'd make the reference.
Who's got the call? Get the call. I don't know. Either way, it's shit.
Yeah.
I
Who
love that.
is really going to give their own address? You know,
I love that.
I don't think
No.
you're not going to, are you?
Ontario's Premier weighed in on Friday. There were 500 people. You've got to practice social distancing. You've got to put on a mask. I know it sounds ironic talking about that, but you've got to. I feel sorry for people when they go to their house and tell them they were at the brass rail equipped. That's what I feel sorry for. Sorry for the spouse. Seriously, man. I wouldn't have been into that one. And that's a quote. He's a guy who's Ontario's Premier. I suppose that's like the mayor.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, seriously, man, I wouldn't. You know he's high as fuck. Canada's legalised weed, don't? He's like, yeah, man, you don't want to be into that. He's doing a bong.
Now watch me check this bong.
Watch me take this bucket. That's fantastic. Poor bastards.
Yep.
That's weird news.
Yep. Should we go on to fucked up facts?
Fucked up facts to finish the show.
For the jingle.
Facts, fucked up facts. Jingle pending.
In 2010, this is relevant, the president of Kazakhstan instructed scientists to discover the elixir of life.
Right. Is he just like the president of where? Sorry, Kazakhstan. So he's just like, hey, scientists, top scientists, come here. Guess the elixir of life, would you? So I want to be president for life. Sort that shit out, man. I want to be president forever. I'm like Vigo the Carpathian.
After 2 years, the scientists returned and presented him with yogurt.
So why is yogurt? Did he know it was yogurt? There's so many unanswered questions. Did he know it was yogurt? Did he take it thinking it was the elixir of life and they just tried to con him? Like,
Did he behead the scientists immediately?
Did he behead the scientist immediately? Like, what, he turns up with a fucking... Give me a yogurt brand, somebody. Onken. Turn up with an Onken vanilla, Onken fucking yogurt. There you go, strawberry flavour. The elixir of life turns out strawberry flavoured. So many unanswered questions with that one. Is he still alive?
No idea.
Ah. Alright, okay.
The town motto of Normal,
Where?
Illinois,
Normal.
is everything is just as it seems.
Alright, okay. That makes sense. I prefer don't panic myself.
In Vermont, debt collectors can seize most of your possessions, but are prohibited from seizing your last 10 sheep or last 3 swarms of bees.
Oh, how many bees in a swarm?
Hundreds, thousands, God knows.
I didn't even know that would work. I thought when you said Toronto, I was like,
How would you nick those bees?
well, yeah. How do you? Oh,
Take them away with nets, innit?
yeah,
Actually, to take the whole hive, catch it, just lift it up.
yeah. We've got bees. Well, we got bees at work, and it was quite ironic. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna put these bees in. They're gonna pollinate everything. We're gonna be environmental. We're gonna sell the honey. It was just ironic. The guy assigned to look after them was the guy that looked the most like Winnie the Pooh. It was ironic.
Yeah, all the honey and they fucked up.
Yeah. But the best of it is they've got them on the corner of the road. And there's 2 lanes, right? So they're on the outside and on the corner. And the inside is for cars to go on the car park. And the outside is for lorries to go around to dispatch your goods in. So how many bees get splattered on front of these fucking lorries every day? I'm surprised there's any left.
Or the honey isn't intoxicating fumes.
Well, apparently the honey does taste awful. I've never had it, but I've told...
that can of honey.
Oh, I want that kind of
Cannabis honey.
Oh, that's what we should do. You know, that's our plan.
Just planned.
We get our export license, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we just get a license to grow weed. Then we go right. We unleash bees into the greenhouse.
Bees all around the side
Yeah.
of the plantation.
They'll collect that cannabis, THC, all the goodness, put it into honey, and make a fucking fortune because we'll sell. Yeah, Mike would literally have his head stuck in a beehive.
But they only want to take the pollen though.
Yeah, but they turned that into honey, didn't they? Isn't that how it works?
No, you'd have to have the bees eating the THC and they'd be fucked.
No, but the thing is, We'd never
back
need.
to the place.
We-
They'd never make money with them.
We'd never need to wear suits though. They'd be too high. Like, hey bees, they'd all come into one sort of all. Hey Ben, and then just form it in the air. Hey bees, like, where's the queen gone? She's just like. Go on then, Mike. What's the next one?
Yeah, Claire, would you like this? Female butterflies have an extra stomach-like organ near their vaginas that digests excess sperm after mating.
Ooh,
These slutty butterflies. How much dick are these butterflies taking?
I thought they only lived for a couple of days. Damn.
Wow, that's a lot of fucking in a couple of. Yeah, how long do
They got
butterflies?
to lay them their legs, haven't they?
Any sperm doesn't make it, gobble it up.
Wow. I had a girlfriend like that once.
Sharks were around before trees.
I can believe that.
Yeah, because they're dinosaurs, aren't they? Technically, or they're descendants of, like megalodons.
Megalodons and all sorts, yeah.
I've seen that film Meg.
Oh, really?
Well,
You wasted your life
I
on
didn't,
that shit.
I didn't pay that much attention. I was pretty high.
I might have fell asleep.
I might have fell asleep. I did wake up and someone was getting
Waste of
eaten.
my time.
Yeah. Jaws wasn't great though.
Oh, Jaws is classic.
Jaws
It's
a
sort of
classic.
classic in the cult way, isn't it? Sort of like, oh.
I think it's a bit shit.
Well, you could say that about loads of cult films, couldn't you?
No, I guess so.
You know, I introduced The Evil Dead to my other half and someone else in that. I was like, oh my god, this is classic, and they're just like, this is tragic. They never watched it before.
Oh, it's amazing.
Which
Well,
one?
the first one.
I prefer the second and third.
Yeah, but the first one's the one that gets you gripped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gripped by, with the story.
The Necronomicon.
Yes.
I do like Ash
It is-
versus Evil Dead
it's
too.
cult,
Though.
it's got cult.
Yeah.
following,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I love it. Evil Dead films, brilliant.
Did you see Evil Dead 4?
Evil Dead
Dead.
films.
Oh right, I missed that one. I love the
I
third
guess
one.
4 would be the series, wouldn't
The
it?
third one's so fucking cheesy. I love it.
Yeah.
It is.
That's gonna be a movie pick one day.
Shop smart. Shop S smart.
Say hello to my boomstick.
A 1529 manual on how to dance to impress girls specifically recommends, quote, never fart when you are dancing. Grit your teeth and compel your arse to hold back the fart.
That's where I've been going wrong. Always let one rip when I'm with the girls so she knows what she's in for. Later on in the relationship.
Yeah, I shat myself so she was simple.
That's where you're going wrong. Don't shit yourself when you're dancing with a girl.
That's not a good look.
No. No, it's not. No one wants
That's it
a.
when you shat yourself.
No one wants
You
a.
literally like Frankenstein, going from side to side, quite stiff.
The smell, and then a bit's gonna just pop down your leg and pop onto the dance floor, and you hope no one notices, but then someone slips over in it.
Then the shame.
And then the shame. Who was that? It wasn't me. But then another bit falls out.
Music bottle away.
Ah. Reminds me of our first school disco.
Dog fact. A recent study shows that most dogs are motivated to rescue their owners if they're in distress.
Max is motivated to save me if I've got a biscuit on me. I'll be about with it.
But many are not intelligent enough to figure out how to do so.
That's definitely Stella, my dog, for sure. Like, bitch, you're drowning.
You just stood there,
Looking at
stood
me.
there barking at you.
With a little underbite.
I mean, my mum like texts Max out to like 5 in the morning sometimes. You know, it's still dark in the winter though, and she never feels worried because she knows that, you know, he's there. So it's like, and he is a deterrent. I mean, he's like fucking huge. So, but I do wonder whether he's pretty protective. I think he probably would do something. He'd certainly let her growl.
Do you think?
I think so. I hope so.
No, my dog would want to go for a love off the other person, for sure. And just ditch me.
I think if someone punched me and I fell over, I think he'd go for him. I think that might come in. Gotta land that punch, though, Annie. Gotta land that punch, gotta duck and weave.
I think you should start with your training, Rosebud.
Gotta duck and weave. Fly like a butterfly, spin like a bee. Don't need the dog. Don't need the dog. Jab, jab.
It is illegal to own a rabbit in Queensland, Australia, unless you can prove you're a practicing magician.
Wow. Do they eat rabbit?
No, because they had that massive rabbit invasion, didn't they, in Australia?
Yeah, they put the meat to good use then. Mind you can't live on...
No wild rabbits there.
No, they're infested with him.
Was it?
It was like...
That's where they invented that myxomatosis, wasn't it?
I didn't realise that was man-made.
I think it was. Or they just infected a load of rabbits and put them out there.
Yeah, probably. They're probably that way.
But, we spread it to kill them.
Oh, it's a horrible death, that is.
Yeah.
I used to go rabbiting. If I'd see a rabbit mixie, I'd put it out of his misery. The 410 shotgun to the
But
face.
you'd do that with a rabbit that wasn't either.
No, yeah, maybe. But I sold them for beer. It was fine. It's not like there's a shortage of rabbits.
Not in the Shire.
Not in the Shire. There's no shortage of rabbits, Mike. I was saying that it was like every rabbit I bought in, he gave me a pint. I'm not going to argue with that, am I?
Nah. Big game pie.
8 pints on a Sunday afternoon. Oh,
Every day.
for free.
According to European folklore, a beekeeper must tell their bees about the important events happening in their lives.
I've heard about people genuinely talking to the bees to make them produce better honey.
The bees should also be invited to weddings and funerals or calamity would befall their keeper.
Oh, bees.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
I mean, I invited a swarm of fucking killer bees.
Killer bees.
Get stoned.
Yeah, stone. I invited my canoes bees to the wedding, darling. I hope that's all right. They're all swarming round in the church. Someone goes into anaphylactic shock and have a funeral too. A 2 for 1. Gotta love a twofer.
Urban foxes in the UK appear to be self-domesticating, much like wild cats did 12,000 years ago.
Does that mean I can have a pet fox soon?
I love a pet fox.
Oh, they stink, man.
No, if it's domesticated, just live in your house, it would
Yeah.
stink, wouldn't it? It's domesticated.
Oh, it's still gonna stink.
It's like a little dog. I went onto the shooting and game fair at Weston Park, and they had a fox cub, like literally, I think it was like literally weeks old. Must have been orphaned or something. Someone was selling it for like 200 quid, and I was like, oh fuck, I wish I had 200 quid. I'd have had that. Trained it raised it as a dog.
Ever been to, you farm, looked at the foxes? It reeks.
Yeah, that's because there's loads of them living on a farm. If it's in your house, like chickens stink.
But skunks stink.
Well, skunks stink.
Foxes, they're I would put that next
Foxes
to
don't.
They
I never
reek
smelt them, but I've seen them.
Next to a fox, like a skunk, I think they reek.
Yeah, but you bath it and click it's domesticated. It's like a little puppy.
Skunks are meant to be the best pets for depression.
Are they? I know someone that had a skunk.
Yeah, a mutual friend had a skunk. Yeah. I don't know what happened to that skunk.
I don't know.
No.
Why did he have a skunk? How did he get a skunk?
I don't know.
Maybe we should ask him.
He used to post pictures of said skunk, and now he doesn't.
Yeah.
Now he's got a dog.
Should we
and he's
name
like,
him?
Nah, best
The
not.
friend of the skunk, yeah, we'll call him that.
Yeah, I suppose I would have a skunk, but the thing is with a skunk, I'd probably like sit on it or something by accident. It'll be chilling on the sofa, and I'd not notice it and just sit on it, and like, oh shit, of course.
Remember he almost sat on Chester. Chester
did?
was sitting on the chair and Ben was like, and just in time he got out. If he was asleep, you would have crushed him.
I didn't see him. He's remarkably camouflaged for a ginger bastard.
What, just an orange blanket on there?
Yeah, no. I was cat
Just too many
sitting.
beers.
I was cat sitting for a week for Chester, and I come in from work, and usually like, every day he'd like let me out. I want to go out. I've been in the house for 8 hours. Let me out. I want to go. So I'd open the top window. He'd go out the window. So I opened the top window, sat down on the sofa, give it till sort of midnight. And I was like, okay, well, where the fuck's the cat? So I went out, so I called him and everything. Now it turns out he's been asleep on the fucking chair all night. I hadn't even noticed. He's surprisingly stealthy, the show cat, Chester.
Yeah, does sleep a lot.
just like his owner. I know that I won't get an answer off Mike before 3 p.m.
No chance.
I messaged him. I messaged him earlier after I got off the phone with you, Claire, to sort this out. I messaged Mike and said, Claire's coming tonight. She's gonna do the pod with us. And I knew that I wouldn't get a reply till at least 3 o'clock. And I didn't.
2:30 today.
2:30, eh? Oh, you've been knackered, mate.
Oh, yeah. Go to bed soon.
8 hours awake.
Trying to emulate the cat. Sleep 18 hours a day.
That longevity instead of the monkey balls.
That's it. Yeah. That's just nice and fucking depressing when I'm sleeping away.
And that probably gives us an insight into Mike's mental state.
I'm fine.
Just keep smoking.
Just keep smoking, baby.
In the 1960s, the Swiss government spent more on advertising and subsidising cheese than it did on the army.
Completely worthwhile, in my opinion. Cheese is
Cheese.
fucking ace. Love cheese. I'm going to become a tyromancer. That is someone who uses cheese to predict the future. It's magic with a K. Yeah, it's a thing. I'll send you the link later.
Right, okay. I'll give it a read.
I'm
Why not? I'm intrigued.
I'm going to get a robe. It's going to have a picture of a chunk of cheese on the back. I'm going to start doing tyromancy. Cheese magic. Gotta love cheese magic.
I had some cheese magic the other day. I've just
Yeah.
tried halloumi for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the squeakiness. Yeah, I'm down with that.
No.
Yeah.
I could sit there, if you gave me like a packet of 100 cheese slices, even that plastic cheese, the worst
The
type.
worst cheese.
Yeah, I'd still sit there and eat the entire 100 slices until I went blind.
And the Americans out there, they got the canned cheese.
I know.
Why didn't they do that every year?
Because it's probably full of shit.
Yeah.
They do. It's funny. It's like it's chlorinated chicken. It's like canned
cheese.
Canned cheese. I'm going for like it's 3% cheese and 97% cancer.
Yeah. Squirty cheese.
I mean, yeah, all right. Cheese. Oh, fucking love me cheese.
Real cheese.
Any cheese.
Camembert.
Oh yeah.
Dippy.
I had a pumpkin
Cannabis cheese.
Cannabis cheese. Right.
Cannabis cheese. We get a load of goats to eat some cannabis leaves. Milk them. And then, oh yeah. And then we do that. Yes.
Yeah.
We should make cannabis dairy farms.
Cannabis everything.
It does make you smile, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
The problem I have is like, what if something really serious happens that we all need to pay attention to, and everyone's just off their tits? It's like, oh man, what's up?
Imagine everybody in the world stoned though. How much of a happier, better place would it be? Nothing to get done.
I'm not sure things to get
Some
done.
stuff keeps ticking over.
Obviously, not pilots and things are doing important things. Like,
That's all autopilot now.
that's the point.
They've only got to land it. They only have to take off and land.
They're in the Mile High Club with the bloody,
Yeah, they're getting sucked off in the shit.
They don't do anything, do they?
driving the plane.
We know why it's called the cockpit.
Cock.
Last fact also has cock in it. Cockroaches
Hey.
get anxious when someone is watching them.
Yeah, so they should, because I had to fucking tread on the bastard. Fucking hate them things, vile creatures.
Some really big ones in Spain.
Oh, yeah, yes.
They're on steroids over there, aren't they?
They are fueled by all the lager piss from the tourists.
Yes. I got off the plane the other year and I went, why does like Spain smell like piss? And we were trying to go, but I think it's their storage system and the heat hitting the ground.
Oh,
It's got to
yeah.
be, man. It just reeks, doesn't it? Go to Spain, it's lovely.
Don't have that in Cyprus. Oh, actually, one of our top listeners is Spanish, so you may need to
Oh,
apologise.
sorry.
Sorry, it's...
What's Spanish? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
No, it's lovely. I'm still going back next year. I love it.
Cyprus?
It smells like the festival. So pretty.
Well, that's it. You know, you get that after the second day at a festival, you get that pissy mud smell.
Yeah.
Because you get it on you, and it's all in the ground. I mean, the urinals at a festival. Because there's always
Something
like
special
you've got
on
the all the portaloos, And then you've got this like special little bank of disposable urinals made out of plastic and just Portaloo's for pissing, basically.
It's quite amusing when you get your shiwi and you go opposite another.
Have you done that?
Yeah, and they're like, is he a she? Is she? And then they sort of smile and put the cock away.
Were you silently judging?
No, I wasn't. I didn't even see anything. I was so drunk. You know, I was just peeing for my life. The queue was so much smaller.
Well, that's it. You can just stroll into the urinal section. There's
Exactly.
a couple of massive banks of them. You're fine. But my God, it just smells like pissy mud.
I should have gone to the right guy.
Alright, mate. Ignore these. Ignore the tits. Just having a piss. Oh, I think that's it. I think that's the end of the show. Thank you very much, Claire, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Claire.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, good. Hopefully we can come back again.
Yeah, see what's
You're
going
welcome
on.
anytime, yeah.
Absolutely. I've been Ben. Don't drink the Flavour Aid. Don't join the cult.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the Force be with you. As I'm a Jedi.
Right,
Forgot to mention.
How's that Force training going, Mike?
That's that.
Yes, less of
I'm on
that.
the road to being a Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the cult of Jedi, whatever it's called. The Church of Jedi.
Church.
Not a cult.
It's just a Jedi temple,
It's not a cult.
Stop waving your hands. You're making me think what you want me to think. Damn you and your mind tricks.
And I've been Claire. Don't drink hand sanitizer and pod safely.
That's it. Thank you.